Hey, it is the Fatboy Show on your number one station, RX Radio, and I'm hoping that you're having a beautiful Monday morning. Did you have a great weekend too? Oh, well, that's awesome. A weekend in which I hope you spent most of your time resting, relaxing, and finding ways of entertaining yourself. I don't know, watch a nice movie? Did you go and watch the latest Creed? Apparently that movie is doing gangbusters. I think at this point almost $200 million globally. And many people think it's a befitting sequel to the previous two installments of the Creed movies. Of course, this third one doesn't have Sylvester Stallone or Rocky in it. And for a while, a lot of people thought that might thus spell doom for the film. But that was not the case. The film is doing so well, and I have decided that I should watch it. So next weekend, if it's still in theaters, I'm definitely going to go check out Creed. It's a film about boxing, eh? But did you see Michael B. Jordan's body, though? My goodness, that guy has been working himself out like a machine. I saw a video in which he was talking about his workout routine. I think he spends anywhere from 6 to 7 hours a day in the gym every day as he was preparing for this role, and that he eats like about a dozen meals a day. You know, people think if you want to get in shape, eat less. Well, if you're doing, high stress and, serious workouts of that kind, you do need to eat a lot. Otherwise, where's your body going to get the energy to build all that muscle? Our own local martial arts hero, Mr. Golola Moses, what is it? For breakfast, he eats 25 chapatis every day, and yet there isn't an ounce of fat on his body, and that is because he burns all those calories and converts all those nutrients into muscle. And that is precisely what Michael B. Jordan did. I'm telling you, no fat, all muscle, something that I think we should all aspire for. And this doesn't only apply to the realm of the human physique, but also in the realm of business. Even businesses should be all muscle, no fat. But sadly, we have seen in recent years Silicon Valley companies exploding in size, hiring hundreds of thousands of employees. Around 2019 to 2020, we saw a great boom when it came to social media companies. Facebook at the time was enjoying its highest valuation. Its stock price was its highest, and everyone thought, wow, Facebook is killing it. And this was around the time we started to hear of a metaverse project that they were working on. And so what they decided to do was to embark on a process of recruiting like thousands of employees in order to take up positions to participate in building of the metaverse. Of course, you know that at this point, the metaverse project has fallen from grace. Facebook's investors have pressured Zuckerberg to turn his attention to more productive ventures. So it looks like the metaverse is literally a dead horse at this point. But what about the thousands of people that were employed to work on it? Well, some months ago, you might have heard that Facebook launched its first round of employee terminations. They downsized to the tune of about 10 or 11,000 people. And just recently, this past week, they announced yet another round of layoffs. So it looks like they're trying to trim off the fat and try to be as lean as possible. Become more muscle and less fat. Well, speaking of the fat that has been let go, there is an interesting story of a woman who was recently terminated from Meta or Facebook, and she had a very interesting story to tell about how she was literally there doing nothing for the most part, which is why probably it didn't hurt Facebook so much to let go of all these people. So a woman by the name of Brittany Levy, who recently lost her job in the first round of layoffs, she made these certain explosive claims about Facebook's rampant hiring processes. She said in a video that was posted on TikTok about a week ago that the reports about Meta paying employees to do essentially fake work are true. Fake work as in they pay you to do nothing at all. And I found that to be very, very interesting. She said, quote, "I am one of those employees that was kind of hired into a really strange position where they immediately put me into a group of individuals that was not working." She said this in her TikTok a couple of Saturdays ago. "You had to fight to find work." And she further said in the video that Meta was mindlessly hoarding people so that other companies wouldn't hire them. I found that to be quite nefarious.
Came out that says Google and Meta overhired thousands of employees who do fake work.
Love that creator. Go follow her if you're not following her. But I want to add a little bit more context. My name is Britt, and I didn't sign the Meta severance, so I can talk about this. Working at Meta was really weird. I was hired in April 2022. 3 days after I was hired, we were asked to take a diversity survey. Everyone else that I worked with got to work on stuff, but I didn't. So I am one of those employees that was kind of hired into a really strange position where they immediately put me into a group of individuals that was not working. I mean, like, we were just sitting there. We had to basically, like she said, you had to fight to find work. It was a very strange environment, and it kind of seemed that Meta was hiring people so that other companies couldn't have us, and then they were just kind of like hoarding us like Pokemon cards. I don't know. But it was a very strange time to work there.
Like, in other words, Facebook probably didn't have any serious intention of retaining these people or putting them to any productive use, but rather to prevent other companies that they're competing with from having access to this pool of talent. And so rather than have them be their work for their competition, Facebook would rather hire you to just sit in the offices and do nothing and pay you anyway. Now that's really, really dark if that is true. And so she feels like she was just being hoarded like Pokemon cards. She revealed that she was fired just after 7 months of joining the company. And this is quite interesting. She says a lot of people felt like they were being set up to be people to be laid off. People who were incredibly well qualified and had even turned down amazing opportunities said they felt that Meta was intentionally stalling their career. They must have been fielding offers from Apple or Amazon or Google or any number of these other companies, but they decided to go with Meta, thinking that, well, given that at the time its stock price was highest, perhaps their future was bright. I'm guessing part of the offer might have included some stock options, so they said, why not? And so they took the job, and now they were made to sit there and do nothing. And now they're being laid off. Because ultimately, at some point, the rubber needs to meet the road, and Facebook's financials just didn't paint a positive picture for the future of the company. And so they had to be let go. Now, for those who have been let go, I don't know. I'm sure they're knocking on doors right now of those companies that whose offers they turned down. They must be feeling so foolish. But what would you do? Would you be okay to work in a company where you spent most of your time just sitting there doing nothing? I mean, as long as you're being paid, isn't that all good? I mean, why stress with work? If it were to have happened to me, if I joined a company and they just told me to sit there and they were paying me anyway, and I did no work and I just sat there, maybe attended a few boring meetings once in a while, and yet I had access to free coffee, free meals, free everything, and all kinds of amenities, probably medical insurance, would I just sit around and be content to be there even though I am doing no work? For the first 2 weeks maybe. But after that, I'd be like, no, this is too much. So I can understand why these workers found themselves eventually fighting to find work to do. No, I'll do that. No, I'll do that. No, I'll do that. No, I'll handle that. No, I'll handle that. Everyone now clout chasing from within the organization in order to establish and prove their own relevance. It's so hilarious. I wonder what the future holds for us. I saw Elon Musk in an interview saying that we might be headed for a minor recession. Perhaps this is a harbinger of even scarier things to come in future. Keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. And keep listening to The Fatboy Show on RX Radio.